Something strange is happening in football. Two wingers have just had their best seasons of their careers. Normally, that's when Europe's biggest clubs come calling. This time, Saudi Arabia did. And I don't think people realise what this actually means. Because this isn't really a story about two transfers. It's a story about where football might be heading next. Let's start with the players themselves, because this only matters if you understand where their stock actually sits right now. Summerville, 24 years old, a solid but unspectacular season for a West Ham side that ended up getting relegated. Then came the World Cup, and that's where everything changed. 2 goals, 2 assists for Netherlands, without starting every game. 1 tournament, that's all it took to put him back on Europe's radar. Now, Illiman Ndiaye. Everton signed him from Marseille for 15 million. 2 solid Premier League seasons since, enough to make him Everton's most important player. Nothing flashy in the numbers, but enough. Enough for Everton to now value him at around £70 million. That's not about output alone, that's a market's reading potential, not just a stat sheet. Both players have done exactly what football tells you to do. Improve, perform, prove yourself. The next step should have been obvious. Except it wasn't. Instead, Saudi Arabia arrived. Summerville's move is already done, around €76 million, one of the most biggest transfer fees in the Saudi Pro League. Only Neymar and Jhon Duran cost more. But here's the part what really matters. This wasn't one of Europe's biggest clubs winning the race, quite the opposite. Aston Villa reportedly looked at Ndiaye, but once they saw Everton's asking price, they walked away. Nobody else matched it. Saudi did. That's not a coincidence. That's the model. Get linked with Europe's bigger clubs, let the price climb, and wait for one buyer who's never once flinched about paying over the odds. Ndiaye's deal isn't official yet, but Al Hilal are pushing. Everton reportedly valued him at around £70 million, using the Summerville deal as a benchmark. And according to Fabrizio Romano, the money being offered is going to make the decision extremely difficult for the player. 5 years ago, these would have been Champions League transfers. Today, they're Saudi Pro League transfers. That sentence alone tells you how much football has changed. Here's where I think everyone's looking at this the wrong way. This isn't really a story about Summerville. It isn't really a story about Ndiaye either. They're just the latest examples. The real story is what these transfers represent. Back in June, Ndiaye publicly said he wanted to play Champions League football. Everton couldn't offer him that. Saudi can't offer him that either. So if this move happens, something has clearly become more important. Compare that to Summerville. West Ham had just been relegated. His situation is completely different. He's not walking away from Champions League football. He's never had it. But despite those differences, both players are heading towards the exact same destination. And that's the interesting part. For years, Saudi Arabia brought football's past. Ronaldo, Benzema, Kanté, Neymar. Whether you agreed with those transfers or not, those players had already given Europe everything. Their stories had already been written. But now, something has changed. Saudi aren't just signing aging superstars anymore. They're taking players from before we even get to see them at their maximum level. That's the shift. Summerville's 24 and Ndiaye is 26. These aren't players winding down. They're players who might only just be getting started. Saudi aren't buying football's past anymore. They're buying football's future. Imagine if Eden Hazard had left Lille before Chelsea. Imagine Gareth Bale never joined Tottenham. Imagine Salah never reached Liverpool. How many football legends would never have become legends? Because football has always followed the same pathway. Young talent, breakthrough season, big European move, Champions League nights, world-class player, legacy. But Saudi Arabia has inserted itself right into the middle of that journey. Players now go Saudi Arabia when they're not even finished with Europe anymore. Before, Europe has always been seen as the ceiling. Now, the way everyone's going to Saudi Arabia at a younger age, going to Saudi at a young age has now been seen as the new normal. European football won't just be losing aging superstars, It will be losing players who were supposed to become superstars. Maybe that's the biggest change in football today.